The assumption that all members of each race possess characteristics and abilities is referred to as racism. It can be defined as the hatred or belief that another person is less than human because of skin color. For example, an Asian has to be really smart, or an African American has to be less socially refined. Skin color doesn't define any human, so no one should be pressured to behave a certain way based on physical appearance. The sad truth is people don't seem to realize when they're being racist, and some people even think when they have positive preconceptions based on skin color, they're not being racist. But even if your remark is necessarily negative, that doesn't make the statement acceptable. According to Dr. Naomi Priest, a senior research fellow in child public health and leader of the anti-racism program, says racism can influence the health and well-being in children and teens. Children and teens that have exposure to racism can have poor mental health, anxiety, and depression due to it. A study by the University of Melbourne says there are 461 links between racism and the youth. Teens becoming mentally unhealthy due to the racist remarks our society continues to say to them is flat out disgusting. Speaking of suicide, it's the number one cause. Speaking of depression, it's the number one cause for suicide. Suicide is the act of taking one's life on purpose. It often occurs when one sees no other option of escaping but to end their life. Racism causes depression, and depression causes suicide. In other words, racism can potentially cause suicide. Jade Macklin, a blogger with a goal to end racism, says, due to discrimination amongst groups of people, 1,572 people commit suicide every year. This number will eventually increase. The question we all continue to ask is, why are people racist anyways? Well, according to humanrights.gov, the main reasons people are racist is because they're either 1, too quick to judge, 2, like to blame others for their problems, or 3, take on the views of the people around them. They like to be stereotypical, and that's what causes racism. People are quick to judge because they like to label people. Some even take on the views of the people around them, like children taking racial opinions from their parents. Children aren't born racist, they're taught to be. Parents should allow their children to choose their own ways instead of filling their children's minds with negativity. What if someone walked up to you and started pointing out how your skin color wasn't their personal preference? How'd you feel? When people make preconceptions based on skin color, they're implying that if he or she isn't that way, it's wrong. When they are looked down upon because they aren't what people expect of them, it could cause them to feel worthless or as if they don't mean anything. It most definitely isn't wrong to not be what people expect of you, but that is what we're saying when we make these racial remarks. Consequently, we need to abolish all racial preconceptions, negative and positive. There are multiple ways to stop these insulting suggestions from occurring. One obvious one is to simply tell someone what they're saying to help them be aware. Another is to just create a peaceful protest to help get your point across without any violence. Anything that suggests a person possesses a specific ability or trait is unacceptable. But the more we disregard their remarks, the less likely someone will be to stop saying them. And the more we continue to laugh and allow our friends to say these, the more teens are being harmed. This issue is having a harmful effect on teens, and it's time we put a stop to it as a whole. As I've said, racism not only affects adults, but teens too. Even though some people don't seem to realize when they're being racist, it doesn't make a difference. We all need to learn to be respectful human beings to everyone around us, no matter what skin color. Just like the teens from Ferguson, Missouri said, racism isn't over, but I'm over racism. Teens shouldn't be in an unhealthy state due to someone who feels the need to be racist. Teens should be getting a good education, playing sports, and making new friends, not wondering what racial remarks will be thrown at them today.